Hello everybody, welcome to Real Magic Review. I do hope you're all well and that life is lovely and everything's good and there's light at the end of the tunnel and all that sort of stuff. Welcome to Comments on Comments, where I'll be talking about stuff, answering some of your comments, because I'm getting more and more now, which is good, isn't it? And you'll have to excuse me, I'm a bit dozy because I've just woken up. I haven't just woken up as in I've just woken up. I had a terrible night last night, sleep, got up super early, did all that good stuff, got into the office early, did loads of editing and had a little nap on that little sofa and woke up about 10 minutes ago, and I'm a little bit dozy. But that doesn't matter, that's all good. So like and subscribe, that's really important. Please do that, that's lovely. And do check out cardmagiccourse.com. There's all the individual courses you get on there for your one price. And there's live sessions, hundreds of videos. You know the score, I talk about this a lot, but this is the kind of thing that drives the whole thing. And then one day maybe I'll be able to do just this and that'll be lovely. But cardmagiccourse.com, have a look at that, that'll be great. Thanks everyone. Right, Manish, hope you're doing well, mate. Hope life is good over there in India. And Tom, good to have you here. And commitment, that is. You said you got it's 6 a.m. daylight savings. Yeah, we do a similar. I never really get it. Our clocks do change, and are changing soon, but I've never really got my head around it. To be honest, I always forget it. We used to go to in the Draw in Covent Garden when I was performing at Covent Garden, street performing. We used to do the draw at 8 o'clock in the morning, a like lottery, to see what pitch you got, and it was really important. If you miss a draw, you didn't get a show, and that's your living, that's your earnings, especially on a weekend or a bank holiday. You're done. Nowhere else in London to perform at the time. And the amount of times you'd get down at 8 o'clock and half the people wouldn't be there because people had forgotten the clocks are going back. So good one, Tom. Well done. So we're going to go through some comments. A lot of people have been asking about the wallet, which we are going to be looking at. The Shadow wallet. God, I forgot the name of it then. The wallet. Just go have a look at my wallet, ladies and gentlemen. And there's weirdly enough, there's not loads to see, which is kind of the point of it, isn't it? But I have been, they have said that you can show it and expose it because that's what they're doing. This is obviously only magicians on here, and it won't be searchable in that way. Nobody's going to know I'm going to do it. So I will do the few comments on the torn and restored card first, because I think it's an interesting one. And then we'll go on to the Shadow wallet. But do, of course, ask any questions you want to ask here as well about anything, and I'll get to whatever I can. The thumbnail for the Shadow wallet was your finest work. Peter Antonio, how are you, mate? Peter is having put the link, Peter, to your session on Saturday. I reviewed Peter's live seminar, I suppose it is, isn't it, on readings, which was amazing. Giving readings for magicians. So do that. And I'm only saying that actually popped up. I wasn't going to say that, so I know, there's no affiliation or anything, but it's just very good. So after this, the comments will be permanent, and when it's processed on YouTube, and you can pop them in there, Peter, as well. Remind me, and I'll give a reminder. But check Peter Antonio's thing out. But yeah, thumbnail for the Shadow wallet, your finest work. I know, but now, you're welcome. Now, because I'm really trying to grow the channel, because it's taken so much work. This is a full-time job, and guess what, I don't get paid. But I kind of, the card course is growing slowly, and one day that'll make enough money for me to make a living. And that's kind of the dream, really, to do this and that would be amazing. And not have to do lots of other things, and then do more courses for magicians and stuff. But anyway, so I had a consultation with Jonty, guy in Canada, who's a sort of ex-magician, still a magician, hobbyist, I think. And he was saying the thumbnails are great when you do that, but they're not great for kind of, people seeing them, and because thumbnails are really important for kind of getting views and things like that. So I've simplified them now. That's why they've changed quite a lot. And it is good because I do get a bit geeky about it, and it did take me hours, and I'm not very good at Photoshop. It's like I do the video and then I spend like 3 hours on a thumbnail. So, but yeah, I was quite proud of that. Hey, how you doing? It's Steve, not Bill Cosby. Nice one. Alec, hey, nice one. It's early there in Chicago, I presume, as well. Magic Corner, talking about Shadow. Yes, shall we? In all the ads, it looks strange when you show the wallet empty. Yeah, I don't show it empty. That's a kind of thing I suppose you could do, but I'll show you what I'll show you what I do, which is really basic. It's like nothing, special at all. I just do the routine as he told me to, because I haven't had time to work it in yet. Chris, how you doing? So right, let's go. Tournament store card. And look, even if you're not in, some people think, I don't want to talk about wallets. That's fine, but it's about what we talk about around them. That's the whole kind of point of it, isn't it? It's a springboard to a discussion, I think. Right. So, comments on the wallet. No comments on tournament store card. Richard Young. So Rob Jacks, £47. $81. Really think of how many kebabs that could buy. You give a great review. The flash change works well with newspaper, as you said. With a card, I find it a bit underwhelming. I prefer slow restoration of cards. And then I'm going to compare that with the next one by Tom Rolf, which is nice review. I've ordered one of the cards and can't wait to start performing with it. My changing cards have lasted really well, so I'm glad to hear you feel the tournament store is a similar quality. Yeah, I do. And it's really interesting, isn't it? And that's what I kind of love about all this, really, is that it's that difference of opinion. There's not one thing I'll review, even if I absolutely adore it. And I've done a review of something today, which I just think is the best thing ever. But some people aren't going to be into it, and that's totally cool. That's great, isn't it? Not everybody's going to like things, and I think that the discussion is interesting, more interesting because of that. And I think it's like there are certain things like the tournament store card. Those kind of tricks, they appeal to a kind of person, don't they? And like wallets appeal to a kind of person. Some people that on here have said, I've got every wallet, I've got 25 wallets, because they just love their wallets. And that's brilliant. That's the beauty about being a hobbyist, which I do find myself being. That's what I am, as well as a professional. And I love the collecting side of it and all that. And I just think it's wonderful. And so the difficulty for me, and the thing I think what makes a good reviewer, and I'm certainly not saying I am one, is to kind of look away from your preferences and try and see the quality in a product and empathize with people that aren't like you, that might like it, and look at things like quality, usability, how it looks. And I think the tournament store card looks stunning. I think it looks great fun. In certain context, I would use it. Some people use it all the time. Do you know what I mean? So it's about, is it a good product? And the price, I always say, is an interesting one. And that's, again, why I'm glad I do this. Because if I can give you a really honest breakdown of what it is, then you can make an informed decision on whether you're prepared to pay that price. So some people would say, yeah, it's loads of money for a gaff card. I've spent a ridiculous amount of money on Jamie Schoolcraft coins, and I don't regret it at all. They're adorable. I slightly regret the 200 quid I had to spend on customs because it didn't get delivered to my house. That was quite upsetting, but other than that, I think it was worth it. So, and some people, I tell my brother, I spent a grand on some coins the other day, and he nearly hit me. But we do it, don't we? And so it's an interesting one. Nigel Quinn, a great review of another superb quality product from Richard Young. Excellent tutorial and some brilliant extra handings from Harry Decree. Yeah, great stuff. Can't wait to receive it from David. Anthony Christmas. He's funny. Not like you to have a brain melt. I've ordered it. I do Facebook magic for friends only. I can call myself a Wymamo. He calls himself Wynamo. That's very good. And there's nothing wrong with doing Facebook magic for friends only. Do you know what? It's, sometimes I think that would be the way. I don't want to do gigs sometimes, but saying that, I had a funny one last night on Zoom. After this, here, Magic Corner. After the restore, can the card be handed out? No, it can't. Is the easy answer to that. Can you hand it out if you clean it up, or is that possible? There will be. No, not really. I think a switch or something like that is very possible. And after that sort of restoration, people react, don't they? They go, what? And then you can do whatever you want to do. And it's an interesting one. And some people have said, surely people will want to hand it out, have a look at it. And I don't get that much. It's weird now and then, but I really don't. And I suppose it's what I suppose I would do if I was doing it for friends. I'm thinking in my head at gigs, and I think that the rhythm of when you're performing live, you do the thing, you go on to another thing, and they're in the moment. And I think if you're with your friends sitting there, and then you're sitting there having a coffee or a drink afterwards, and nothing else happens afterwards, that's kind of the point, I suppose, would be more difficult. So, no, it does end dirty. Does it destroy a card every time? It doesn't destroy a card, yeah. But unfortunately, yeah. Looks really nice, but listen, love any and all torn and restored, but there is a burnt and restored. Yeah, his Magic Buzz talks about burnt and restored. I don't know that. So I'd be interested to see that. You know, there is some things I don't know. Not much. I know nearly everything in the world. I don't. There's so much stuff I don't know. But that's the torn and restored card. Let's have a look. Gary Edge Lambert, hi Steve, sitting here with my new shadow. Are you entirely happy with the index section? And a bit angle sensitive, and what an interesting aroma it had. I like the aroma. I said it was like going on holiday to Spain. When you go into those, as a kid, I got nostalgia of going into shops in Spain when I went with my family, like Torremolinos, places like that, where you just smell of that leather. And then there was those weird kind of rude fruit that you used to squeeze. No, yeah, but anyway. Yeah, God, what nostalgia that is. But no, I quite like the smell of that leather. I'm fine with the angle. So that they made it. So look, no, we're not doing it yet. We're doing it in a minute, right? We're looking at a shadow wallet in a minute. I'll do these in a minute. Shadow wallet worth all that money? From NLG Paradox, I think wallets are expensive. They just are. You know, all of the, you know, my Rebel wallet is a 100 quid wallet. The Shadow wallet is 70 quid wallet. I used to use a JOL. That was 100 quid, I think. They're just kind of all around that price. And there is a couple that are cheaper that I don't really know about. Not that I've got a very expensive taste, but once you got one, I mean, because I never usually had loads of wallets, so I just have the one I perform with, and that was it. So I had a Harry Robson one. Before that I had JOL. And now my carry round is my Rebel. The Rebel is one I use for card in wallet now, and my carry round was the Rebel Note, and still is when I've got all my cards, but when it's an everyday thing, it's just this. Had the Bob Swadling Tournament Store card from about 20 years ago. Wow, and it's good. I probably still have it in the back of my drawer. Yeah, great. Manish, thanks for declaring me as the winner for the Shadow Wallet giveaway. Yeah, right. Ain't getting that. Assel the Shadow Wallet people. Assel the 1914. If they give me one, I'm having this. Got to get paid somehow for doing this. Wondering the same thing. I mean, you know, I always think. Has the Library of Congress up there and all that grey hair? I know. I noticed it today. I kind of, because when I let this grow, God, this has happened in about a year, do you know, this grow. I've always been a bit grey, but in a couple of years it's just gone, like, if I grew it all, it'd be like Father Christmas or something. My Swadling one was burnt and restored, come to think of it. I bought a Wiser wallet a couple of months ago and haven't used it. I heard really good things about that, but I haven't got one. I don't know what it does or anything. It's weird. I've got so much to review that I miss big things. So if anybody knows of stuff they want me to review, let me know. Hey, Nigel, I hope you're well, mate. Right, let's have a look at this wallet then. I feel bad. I feel weird exposing it, but they've said it's cool. And by this time, if you're not a magician and watching this, you really need to get out more. Right, let's go through a few comments. There's loads here, so I can't do all of them. Lots of people saying nice bit of kit. Stephen Palmer about the wallet. The wise ones will realise that other effects you can do with the wallet, such as Michael Murray prediction effects between the lines, etc. Yep, absolutely. Martin's Circus Skills Workshop. I've yet to see a bad review. Lots of hard work and thought have gone into every aspect of the product, from the packaging, gimmicks, wallet itself, and of course the download. Yeah, download was great. D. Christopher and Lewis Laval go into lots of detail about how to perform, even the psychology, yep, and certain phases. Also the book test too, and I did forget to mention that. So there is a book test where you have a single page book, page of a book, which is not a nice thing anyway, and you have that in the wallet, and you do something with a book, and you get a word from one of those pages, which I think is really nice too. So yes, can't wait for the lockdown to end. Have a chance to use it. Isn't it going to be lovely? I've got loads of stuff to use now. Not Bill Cosby, what a genius guy. Nice, thank you. Oh yeah, absolutely love this wallet from Mr. Harmon. You can have a full show in here. Peak, thought of card to wallet, and all the magic you can add in slots such as Will to Read by Steve Deller. Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned Will to Read by Steve Deller, and I think that came out in my wilderness years, which is when I roamed around and didn't do magic very much. So I really want to see it, actually, because I've heard great things about it. So I might get that. I know a few people that use it with the stranger and things like that as well. Subtleties are absolute gems from Tony. I love the razor, so tempted on this. Nice summer trim, by the way, from Chris. Gillanders. Yeah, I don't know the razor wallet. That's what he came out with before, wasn't it? So I haven't got that. There's just lots of people saying nice things about it, which is great. Yeah, people mention excited about this from Rob Jacks. I own Alakazam's Pantera wallet, same peak principle, but I really like the multiple outs feature. And yeah, that's quite funny. There are two things that are holding me back: is the price. The other one is that I don't have any tattoos. Will the wallet still work for me without them? And again, no. Sorry, I've ordered my whenever lockdown when lockdown is over, I'm going to get a neck tattoo. That's what I'm going to get. No, I'm not. But maybe I did think of tattoos the other day because I'm having a midlife crisis, no doubt. Yeah, there's lovely, great, lovely one from Gary Edgeland, but I'm not going to read all the ones out because they're similar. But thank you so much for them, and it is so important. Manish, and so tempted to see such wonderful utility. It's so tempting to see such wonderful utility tools coming out, but I stopped myself from buying it all just because of one point at the end. It's about getting the information from the spectator secretly. I have an impression device and it does the job quite well for me. What are your thoughts? Yeah, and absolutely, it's a good point, you know. And again, if you're the sort of person that likes collecting wallets, great, collect wallets. I like collecting books. I don't need any of them now. I've got enough, right? I could stop. Even if the best book came out, I'd be like, no, there's probably enough magic in them books for me to learn, I reckon. No, maybe even in one of them. So, absolutely. And I'm not saying you should buy books either. I think it's a complete, you know, with a lot of aspects of magic, I just perform with it. I don't want to collect cups and balls because I've got enough now. That's the main part of my show. So it's just preference, and I totally agree. I think if you've got someone that does the job and you don't think you use it, don't get it. And that's a really valid point. I never try and push stuff. I'm not saying about any of this stuff, even if I review it well. I'm not saying you're saying this, but I never think, oh, you must buy it. I'm just telling you, and it's a really good point. Yeah, an impression device. I haven't got one, weirdly enough. But I'm writing my stage show at the moment, so I'm thinking of looking into one. But yeah, the filter, Bill Fish, I have this and it's very special. My only complaint is the filter. I have a Telethought wallet and the filter is so much better. Yeah, the filter, I haven't got it on me at the moment, so I can't show it yet. Don't know where it is, it's in the box at home. But they said that they don't really use it most of the time. It was just a nice addition to put in, so I haven't really played with filters. I don't think there's much from what I want to do with this. I probably won't use it, but it's a nice touch. But yeah, I haven't seen the other filters. Yeah, J Metal. There was nothing would have made it much easier to display the wallet as empty. Yeah, so there's this thing, and I'll show you in a minute. Right, that's all done. So here, let's have a look at it. Let me just get my OBS up so I can see what you're seeing. So here's the wallet, and the joy of it is the size of it, of course. Okay. This is as kind of thick as I'm going to get it because it's got 3 cards in it. It's got some business cards here, plain business cards, and you've got that. Now, nobody's going to be looking at it like that, but you can see what's going on here. But obviously, you know, there you can't, and you're looking right down on it here. There you can't. So I know what you mean, but having used this with some human beings, I now know that this isn't an issue, but I thought the same, and I actually said, is there a reason why you didn't do it deeper? And he said, well, because he's made it so you can put a couple of notes in. So what he does, he has a note here like I have, and he also has a note on this side. So it just looks like there's stuff in your wallet. And the point is, if you look kind of, if I go onto here, well, that's weird, I'm delayed in front of me. That's freaking me out. You know, when you're performing, you're doing this, and I'm just going bang in there, and I take the card out. So if you, as a magician, I look at, oh, they're going to think I've got loads of these in there. But remember, you've got, in their head, it's 52 cards. And I know we've got this equivoke thing, but it's not equivoke to them because you've only got one stage of equivoke. I know I talk about, and I feel like I can talk about it now because we're way into this. We're 20 minutes in here, so there's no non-magicians here, and it's not searchable. When you're equivoking down from, or the one level is you've got to get them onto picture cards. So you start the whole thing with however you want to present it, whatever presentation you've got. I want you to take off the table the picture cards or whatever you say. I want you to pick. I usually use the pickup. Well, you've got them all on the table. You pick up the picture cards and the number cards. Which do you want to pick up? Okay, so that's it. The rest of it is completely free choice. So you haven't got these numerous levels. So for them, and then after that level, I'm sort of saying, do you want to change your mind? Do you want to go back? Do you want to pick? So I'm getting them to change their mind or giving them that choice and being very explicit with that. So this all happens, kind of, like I said, just kind of here. So it's, do you know what I mean? So it's I think this isn't an issue. So the point I'm making is, I'll get there in the end, is that yes, when you look down on the wallet, it looks like it's there, but it's very easy to grab now because you can just look in and just go bang, you're there. And from the front, of course, they're just seeing your hand go into a wallet. So I know what you mean, but when you actually do it, you realise there's hidden. And if you've got another note there, it's even more hidden. It just looks like, so there's not, don't forget, they're not knowing they are knowing what's coming up, but they're not really scrutinising this because it's just there. And so you've got these 6 outs here, and it's super simple. Actually, you'll see it if I remove the peak is here. So that's the peak. I've got 3 business cards in there. And I'm not going to go through the method, but you've got just the most brilliant peak, which starts here, and you do the thing. They draw the picture. You get the business card out of here, put it back. It ends up there, and you've peaked it, but you haven't kind of gone back here. You haven't done anything like really weird. It's brilliant. So this is the peak part where you can do what you want. And the weird thing is, you look at that and go, well, obvious, but obviously not. This thing's here all the time. So you're just kind of you're getting the thing out here. You're putting it in there. There's just no reason for people, when you're doing this stuff, don't look for peaks, and by the time they've happened, then they start. Do you know what I mean? There's so much more to this. So that's what it is. There's 3 cards there, 3 cards there. The cards are super thin, and you're just getting, and they're mispipped. So you're just going in there, and the red's there, the black's there when I set it up, and I just go in, and I go bang, and I've got it. And you can look. It's not. You don't have to look. You can feel it. But I know exactly what card I'm getting there. And you've got these super thin cards. And again, I have asked if I can do this, and then you turn the card around, whatever they've mentioned. And I think, and can we just, I've really got to say this. I never think I'm right, but I think I'm right on this one. Well, it's not like I never think I'm right, but I always, people are saying about this thought of card in wallet, thought of card in pen, thought of card in anything, that it's the same as forcing a duplicate card and then having the duplicate card somewhere. It isn't. It's a totally different feeling trick. I'm going to get on the high horse for this one. It's a piece of mentalism when you talk to someone and they visualize a card and they go down to a card. When you force a card on someone, it's a magic trick. Not one's better than the other. I'm not saying they are. But they've got a very, very different feel to them. And I do card tricks for a living. I love doing card tricks. But when I do my Equivoke by Joshua Quinn, which is called, what's it called? It says Equivoke in Paralyze. It gets such a stunning reaction, a totally different reaction than a card trick. Absolutely chalk and cheese. They're both good reactions, but they're different. When you do, if you force a card, the logic is there's another card. That's why we sign cards. That's why we say name a card. That's why we put all those things in place to make it so it can't be a signed card. Now, I know some people, if we perform it well, won't go that route, but a lot of people do, because it's the only logic, isn't it? I picked a card. It's now over there on the shelf. Well, it might be a different one. So and this kind of gets rid of all that. So I think it's a totally different thing. It's a different effect, and that was my thing about Summit. regardless of whether you like the trick or not, or you think it's worth it, it's a different effect than pick a card, there's one in the pen. Totally different. It's you're thinking of one, the pen you're holding has that. And I'm not saying it's brilliant. I thought it was a good trick. I don't think it's a great trick. But I do not think it's the same as forcing a card and just having a dupe in there. But I am wrong sometimes. I think my ex-wife, I think she once said I was wrong. My ex-wife said that once, I think. Review the Schoolcraft coins. They're brilliant. There you go. No, I will. I want to. I said, have I got them? No, I haven't got them. I will. I'll do them on the. We'll have a look at them. Okay. Love the simplicity. That's the beauty of this wallet. It's just, that's the thing. That's the reason it's nice is because it's just that, isn't it? And you just wouldn't have thought you could do much with it. You know, it's lovely. A Wise was a Himba wallet. Oh, I want one of them. Can you perform the index for us if you don't mind? Oh, I do it really badly though, because I haven't really worked at it loads. I've only done it to people I know. I'm not going to, only because there's a good performance of it everywhere. Basically, it's equivoke, get rid of the numbers, and then do the index. So it's literally. I'm getting this weird delay when I go onto this camera. It's doing my head in. So I talk you. I'm not going to give you the presentation because it is the same as what they do on the download, and that isn't what they're exposing, I don't think. So I wanted to show them. But anyway, the data you talk around, and then the lovely thing is, I will tell you about this. Is say that you've got them down to a black queen, and at this point, and this is obviously you can do this with other routines as well. But I really like this point. You can say, okay, do you want the clubs or the spades? They say clubs, and then you go good. You know, so you've got that lovely thing as well, which isn't just exclusive to this, of course, but again, it's a nice thing. But that is all the routine is. It's a bit of chatting, but that belittles it, doesn't it? Say some stuff, show them a card, boom, bosh, there you go. No, it's a bit more than that. But it gives you loads of room for presentation, which I think is lovely. 27 minutes, blimey, I don't know, bang on, don't I? But the only reason I'm not performing A is because I probably do it really badly, but I'm not that bothered about that because, like I said, it's only us, isn't it? And some other magicians, that's fine. But also, it's not my presentation, and that's kind of the only one I know. Or the paralysed one, I haven't done that for a long time. I'll butcher it. Looking good, the haircut. Thank you. Yeah, it's so nice to get up in the morning and not have to do it. It's amazing. I'm not happy the way the top two cards in the index are in line with each other and the one card is a pocket that you have to dig your finger in to remove. A bit fiddly. I think it's all right, Rob. I kind of, because I'm looking at it as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of going like that. I can see all four of them. So what I do with the top one, I just get my finger like that and pop it out like that. All right? So you just got it there. I get my finger. I go like this, press it down, and that's going in between the two bits of the same card. And then with all the others, I actually just pull them out. So with that one, I go in, tiny bit practice, not much. And with the others, I can just go in and feel them. So I found that all right. But let me know how you go on. Hey, bro. Next week, going to make a jump to your card course. Get ready. Yay, nice. It's a bit tricky getting that jack out, the one in the pocket. Can you show the wallet empty? Yeah, apparently, there is this thing that you do show it empty. I don't. And I think you kind of do that. So that's got, don't forget this, you've shown there's what notes in it. So it's not going to be, if you haven't got the note in it, you can basically, you kind of flash it. You kind of do that. Yeah? So, of course, you're going to be looking at going, he's hiding stuff there. But I think I'm all right there. You only show it briefly. Go, look, you don't want to gild the lily with this stuff, do you? You don't want to kind of give it the, and have a look. Have a look. Look, there's nothing in it. You know, you just kind of go, look, just check, there's nothing in it. And that's it. It's just a nonchalant show of it. So, yeah, you can show it empty. I don't bother because it doesn't really add anything to me. But it's a nice little thing. I bought the wallet from Prop Dog after watching Craig Petty. He asked people to show him some love by buying something of them. So I decided to buy the Shadow wallet. Yay, nice. That's nice. Cool. Thanks for showing that. That helps. No worries, Rob. Maybe the next version of the wallet will use magnets. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get a bit iffy with magnets because they always get stuck to stuff. What was it I was doing once? I'm useless with magnets 'cause I'm quite clumsy. If I'm not using something at the time, I kind of forget where it is and stuff. So what was it? I was doing something. It wasn't a PK ring. It was something that used a big magnet. I think I was, and it just kept getting stuck to stuff in performance. I was kind of picking spoons up and I really struggle with it. So I have to kind of avoid really powerful magnets because I kind of forget they're there. You're welcome, Magic Corner. So, but yeah, and it's all just preference, isn't it? That's why it's lovely that all these wallets are out because, you know, some people do like a big wallet that's got all the stuff in, you know, big JOLs and stuff, and there's no right or wrong. It's just that some people are minimalist, and some people aren't. And but I love the stuff that's coming out. There's some great stuff. There was a bit of a dearth of good stuff for a while, and now it's all kind of getting in. And Murphy's is sending me stuff now as well again, which is great. So I've got some more stuff to review there. So I'd love to see a little demo of the Peak with the filter. That would make me nervous setting it down and hoping. Yeah, I don't. Oh, that's the other thing with the filter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm so sorry I haven't got it. I thought I had it and I hadn't. There's a filter that goes on here, which means that when it's like this on the table, they can't see it. They can only see it if they're looking down on it, right? So when they're back there, you can't see it. So if you lean forward, you'll be able to see it. It makes me nervous as well because I don't know who's going to walk along here and join in and kind of sees the thing there. And of course, sometimes you're performing one-to-one, sometimes there's just two people, sometimes you're in a controlled environment on stage. All that's brilliant for that, but in close-up, I'm not getting anywhere near it. I want to put that there and not be going, oh God, they're going to see it. That's not nice for me. I don't take any chances. And I love the filter, brilliant. So some people are going to be using it. And I suppose it's probably because I haven't used it and I'm a bit scared. I think you do get more nervous, don't you, when you haven't done anything. So I suppose it's like centre tears, I'm so nervous about them. And when you do them after a while, you just sort of have a look. You know, I'm not saying you do that, but it feels that way. And you just know that they're not, but it's so ingrained in your routining that you feel relaxed. So FPS is such a lovely EDC and the loaders. I don't like it when people use first-person shooter. I get confused when people use them letters. For those of you not sure about the index, I was in that boat, but having purchased a wallet, I can assure people that it works very well. Yeah. We should get more and more stuff. We get the lovely reviews. Yeah, so people are being very cool with sending me stuff now. I'm putting a review out tomorrow that's very cool. Not an inexpensive thing, but very cool. Tell her to stand back, COVID, you know. Yeah, we can get away with anything magic-wise now, can't we? We can just go, yeah, can you just turn around because don't think you've got COVID. Maybe not the best thing to say at a gig. Okay. Do you know what the angles are on the privacy filter? How black is it? It looks black, proper black, and it's about, I reckon it's about 45 degrees looking down on it. So anything from then, maybe about 50 degrees, you know, so I think it's about there. So if you're sitting down, you're kind of fine, you know, there on their hand. That's what you want to use it for, isn't it? I suppose if you're putting it on their hand or if the table's at the right thing. Everyday carry, of course, always get, forget about that. Right. I better go, haven't I? 35. Blimey. There you go. I was all out of sync. Was that out of sync watching it? So thanks a lot, everybody. Yeah, like I said before, if you can do all the good stuff, like and subscribe. You know, one person shares this with another magician verbally. It just makes all the difference, and it's very cool. Yeah, is it standard privacy filter? Probably. It's plastic. Yeah, cool. So Tom's come in. Tom, I think you might be late because of daylight savings. Peter Antonio, thanks, Peter. Peter, put the link on after this has gone live. Put it below. Everybody, if you're into readings, learning how to do readings, kind of proper readings, but adding them to your magic, check Peter's stuff out. Again, people always go, you must be affiliated with people. No, I just love his stuff. So, and he's a lovely person as well, which always makes it. I wouldn't say that if he was horrible. Thanks a lot, Gary. No worries. Julian, great. Thanks, Steve. No worries. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. Be kind to each other. Don't judge people. And enjoy the rest of your time until I see you soon. See you Monday, maybe. Take care. Bye.